Alright, so welcome everyone. Today we are going to play some FTL, and we've put some videos up on the channel, but this one is going to be a little bit different, as we're basically going to, I don't want to call it necessarily a tutorial, but basically, this is going to be kind of a little overview or an introduction to FTL. So we are going to go ahead and start a new game here. And basically, we have a selection of ships for us to pick through. Now you do see we still got a couple that we have not quite unlocked yet, but we are well on our way for doing so. But basically, for this game, you have a different series of ships that you can pick from, and each ship is kind of unique in its own right, with different starting crew members, starting weapons, starting ship layouts, as well as different systems. For this, we are going to go with the Federation Cruiser Type A, and here we can see our layout of the ship. We've got a different, variety of crew members as far as races go. We have our human, we have a mantis, we have a rockman, and we have an NG crew member. And these are all the different components and the levels that they are going to start out with for our ship, as well as the weapons. Now, this ship is unique in the fact that it has this special weapon, the artillery beam, which is quite useful. We do have our advanced edition content enabled, and we are going to set our difficulty to normal. And with that, we will go ahead and push start here and actually get the game going. The data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You'll need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But get to the exit before the pursuing Rebel fleet can catch up. So basically, we are part of the Federation fleet, and we have information that is vital to them. And the goal of this game is to get that information to the Federation fleet, and keep out of the reach of the rebels. So we've got our ship here. In each game, we are going to make an FTL jump at each point here. And basically, this is our sector map. You can see we are at Sector 1. The icons that we have our little dotted lines to are the points that we can jump to within the sector. And from there too, it shows us once we're there what other sectors we can, what other points we can jump to, and then our exit point. And basically our goal is to get to the exit point of this sector, so we can move on and jump into the next sector. But before we make our choice here, we are going to alter our crew positions ever so slightly. We are going to move our rockmen into our engines. Rockmen are unique that they are not damaged by fire. So if you've got a fire in your engine room, which can happen, as well as the rest of your ship, they can put that out without taking damage here. We'll go ahead and save our crew stations, get our points into our weapons here. We don't need our med bay at the moment, so we're going to power that down and put that reactor bar into our ship. So before we jump here, the other thing that we're going to go over is these are our systems for our ship. So we've got our shields, we've got our engines, our med bay, oxygen, weapon control, and our artillery beam. We also have 3 subsystems: the door system, sensors, and piloting. And then we've got our reactor. and in order to upgrade our systems, get more points for our reactor to power our upgraded systems, we need to collect scrap. So that's the goal of making all these jumps, and you want to travel to as many jump points in each sector in the hopes of gathering scrap. Now you see here we do have a store beacon, but we've only got 10 scrap, so we're gonna skip out on visiting the store at the moment, and we'll see that here later. So with that, let's make our first jump and see what is in store for us. You detect an automated rebel scout attacking a small refueling outpost. Alright, and we've got some options here, so we can intervene to defend the outpost, or we can simply avoid the conflict. We are going to intervene and defend the outpost. Detecting the higher threat, the automated ships moves in to engage your ship. So with that, we are now in a battle, and we've got our weapons here charging up, and at this point, this is where we want to choose what we're going to target. Now, we do have the ability to pause the game here, which I've done. You can see that we've paused, but you can choose to target the different points of the ship. So we can choose to target the drone control, the weapons, the piloting system, the shields, and even the engines. We are going to choose to hit the drone control here, and we have one hit on it successfully here. So we are going to choose to target the weapon systems next, and you'll notice that the shields, so our burst laser 2 here fires 3 shots. Takes 1 to get the shields down, and then we've got our chances to hit. So basically this is kind of the gist of the game for each different point here, if you will. And there goes our artillery beam, and our ship is down. So the ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. So we've got a missile, a drone part, and 10 scrap here. The outpost hails you after the scout was destroyed. Thanks for the help. We've been harassed non-stop by those scouts. Take this on the house. And this is why you want to try to help out where you can. So extra rewards here. So 2 more missiles, a drone part, 15 scrap, and a new weapon. Now we did take a little bit of damage there, but that's okay. And here we can see our fuel, and each jump consumes 1 fuel, our missiles, and our drone parts. And one thing that I like to do before each jump is just to make sure that our crew is all healed up. So we'll heal up our NG crew member here and get going. So again, the strategy of the game is defending out, picking out what part of the enemy ship that you want to damage to try to win. Again, the goal is to try and just go through and get as much scrap as possible for each sector before the rebel fleet starts to pursue you, which we will see that here shortly. So we're going to take our next jump here. An especially well-armed pirate ship approaches you. Hand over one of your crew members and the rest of you can go free unharmed. So we can draw straws and send a crew member over to the slavers, or we will never surrender one of our crew to slavers. And that is indeed the option that we are going to choose here. Oh, and we have been boarded, so our enemy ship here does have a teleporter. So we are going to go ahead and target their weapon systems, and we are going to send in our Mantis crew member to assist our Rockman in defeating this low life, if you will. Mantis are great. They have bonus melee damage. So they are excellent fighters. Okay. We surrender. Take one of our slaves as tribute. If you destroy us, they'll all die anyway. And we are going to accept their offer because that is one free crew member for us. So we're going to get another NG crew member. And that is great because the NGs have a boosted repair speed. So anytime a system is damaged and needs repairs, the NGs can repair those systems faster. And that can be very, very useful in a tight spot. So again, we're just going to get our crew healed up here before we go back to our map and choose our next jump here. Alright, so you notice that we've got a little bit of a red line here with these arrows coming to the side of our map here. And we'll see what that's about here shortly. So we're going to go to our next jump point here. The captain of this ship claims he can provide services as long as you've got the scrap. Hire the mercenary to delay the rebels, hire the mercenary to scout the sector, fight the ship, or you have no need of his services. We're gonna be ruthless and choose to fight the pirates. Mercenaries are worse than rebels. The only honorable course is to engage the mercenary in battle. The other reason we're doing this is simply so we can get more scrap. We have been boarded by a drone here, so we are going to again send our Mantis crew member over here to take care of that. We'll also attack their drone system here. And if we're not careful, we will lose our NG crew member here, but that's okay. They are defeated, so we will get them healed up here. And then our artillery beam's about charged, so that should take them out. You have clearly bested us. We merely request our lives. We can accept their offer or reject their surrender. We are going to reject their surrender. And our artillery beam finishes them off. And again, we get some goodies out of that. Alright, so we're going to return everybody to their station here. We've got 49 scrap. Alright, so now if we look at our map, we've got this warning. So, this is the pursuing rebel fleet. And if you get caught in this, you have to fight a fairly decent version of the upgraded rebel ship. And it can be quite a hard fight. You don't want to get caught in this red line in this section. And the red line shows where that is going to be based on your next jump point. So basically, we want to be ahead of this red line as much as we possibly can, essentially. So we are going to keep moving forward, but at the same time, again, hitting as many jump points as possible to collect as much scrap for upgrades as we can here. Scans reveal a large asteroid field nearby. Short-range scanners may discover useful materials while we wait for the FTL to recharge. We can explore the asteroid field, or too dangerous. We'll just wait for the FTL to charge. We're going to choose too dangerous. That way we don't have to worry about risking damaging our ship in the asteroid field. And so we are ready for our next jump here and going to hit our next point. You detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Intervene to defend the outpost or avoid the conflict. We are going to intervene to defend the outpost. The rebel responds to your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies the rebel fleet. They move in to engage. Alright, so we're getting some misses, so our crew is also leveling up in their various skills for the various stations, so that's good. Oh, and we don't have auto fire turned on, so we're going to turn that on. Again, that way, basically auto fire, as you can imagine, keeps firing. You don't have to choose a target each time the weapon system is charged here. And their oxygen is down, so they're losing air at the moment. And there goes their ship. The ship breaks apart and you quickly salvage what you can. The outpost hails you. The pompous bastards expect free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for the help. So sweet, more fuel, more scrap, again. The goal is just to collect all the goodies so we can work to upgrade our ship here. And as we can see, as we move along, the pursuing rebel fleet is advancing. So move on to our next jump point here. Your ship is hailed. This is an automated message. Resisting our takeover is pointless. Prepare to die. It appears this rebel ship is run by an AI. So that means we are in for a fight here. And our oxygen is damaged, so we're going to send our NG crew member over to get that repaired. That way we won't suffocate in our ship here. I always like to attack the weapon systems, as well as the drones, kind of next in that order. If they can't fire weapons to hit you, or drones to cause damage, you know, you're not gonna take damage. So. Clicked the wrong button there, so we'll have to resave our stations here, but again, we're all repaired up and ready to go, and we're about to take this drone out. The ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap materials. Alright, so we have 100 scraps. That is pretty good. We'll actually look into upgrading our ship here pretty soon. I want to see how many more of these points here that we can hit before having to hit our exit point here. You spot a small rebel ship nearby. It seems to have been refitted for transport rather than combat. It does not seem to want to engage you and your ship. So we can demand the surrender of their goods or avoid the ship. We don't like the filthy rebels, so we are going to demand the surrender of their goods. You prepare to secure the cargo by force. They look like they don't want to fight. They are trying to escape. So, this is another mechanic of the game. So they can attempt to escape. So what you want to do is target the piloting as well as the engines to basically damage them and slow down their FTL. We have a fire, so we want to put that out as quickly as we can here. And actually, we're gonna have to vent here. This is not going well, and our Mantis crew member is severely damaged. Their FTL is charging, so they may be getting away here. They may indeed be getting away here, but we'll see what we can do here. If we can get our weapons back up and repaired. This might be one of those things where this might have been a bad idea. Yeah, so, okay. So, they've jumped, they've escaped. That's okay. We do have, we're almost down to 50% as far as our ship goes, so that's not great. We need to get our oxygen repaired here. All of our fires are out, so we'll get everything repaired and back in working order here. So that was a little disappointing, but that is how this game goes sometimes. That is the nature of this game. Alright. So we'll go ahead and jump to our next sector here. We're going to try to hit at least these two before we hit our jump point here. Your jump leads to a remarkable binary star system. The view is beautiful, but there is nothing else around. So you have those as well. At the end of the day, I kind of call those wasted. Those are wasted jumps. It's just a waste of fuel, but again, you'll have that. All right. So in addition to, we saw the little store pop up. These distress icons are distress beacons. So someone, as it states, someone might need our help. It can sometimes be a trap laid by the filthy rebels or pirates. So we'll see what we get into here. You arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between two large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. Try to dislodge the ship by shooting at the rocks, destroy and loot the ship. They're just pirates, or beam weapon. Carefully cut the ship out. So blue options or special options. So you can either end up getting a unique reward or some sort of quest or what have you. Long story short, if you get a blue option, you always want to take the blue option. So we are going to use our beam weapon to carefully cut the ship out. You use your beam weapon to make a few precision cuts in the asteroid. The ship gives a quick burst of thrust and the rock crumbles away. They thank you and offer some of the resources they have collected. So we've got some fuel out of that, a missile, and 16 scrap. So again, worth it for those rewards there. Ooh, and we do have an option to hit a store. So you know what? We're gonna hit this store and then hit our exit point and hope that we haven't made a bad decision. We'll put it that way. Because we don't want caught in that red line. There's only one other ship at this beacon and it is showing heavy damage. You receive a message on your console. Greetings, traveler. We were crippled by a band of pirates and are now forced to sell our remaining valuable equipment to acquire the necessary supplies to get home. Alright, so again, we can buy fuel, missiles, drone parts, we can repair our ship, as well as weapons. Augmentations, which are basically bonuses for the ship, and sometimes, you know, crew members, all sorts of different goodies. You can also sell. We can also sell weapons as well. And we are going to sell this Hermes missile launcher, and we are going to repair our ship. So we got our hull maxed out. And I do love the heavy ion, so we are going to go ahead, and since we've got the option, we've got a decent amount of scrap, we're going to go ahead and purchase that. And while we're here, we're also going to go ahead and take a look with the remaining scrap that we have, and take a look at upgrading our ship here. So shields are good. We can have up to 4 shield barriers. Right now we just have the 1. Engines, your FTL charges faster, your dodge chance increases, and of course more power to the weapon control. And for our special artillery beam, the more power we put into it, the better the cooldown is. But in order to do all these things, you do need energy for your reactor. So we're going to go ahead and get 2 reactor bars here, as well as we'll go ahead and choose to put one of those into our engines here. So a little bit of a boost to our engines here, and we'll start working our way up towards getting our shields up, as well as getting our heavy ion active here. So now that we're done at the store, we'll go ahead and choose our jump point, and we're in a good spot, so we're gonna narrowly miss being behind the red as we hit our exit point here. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. When the FTL drive is charged, you can jump to the next sector. You see a small station fitted with hundreds of repair drones. You receive an automated message. We don't know who you are and we don't care, but this is the right place for some ship repair. We're all healed up and repaired, so we're going to ignore the station. Our FTL drive is charged, so we now are going to have the option to jump to the next sector. And here is basically our sector map. These are all the different sectors, and you have a choice. We can go to the Uncharted Nebula or the Zoltan Controlled. Now the goal is to get to the last sector, and that is the final stand against basically the boss of the game, the enemy rebel flagship. So that's going to be our goal as we kind of play through this introduction series. Hope to keep this up. Hope you've enjoyed this overview of FTL. It is a great, fun little game, one of my favorites in recent years. And I hope to keep doing this up and basically go through a kind of introduction playthrough all the way to the final boss. So hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully there will be more on this soon to come. So thanks for watching.